In the depth of night, most are unaware of my presence. They feel the gentle brush against their skin, but they do not realize that it is I, forever working my magic on all that I touch. This is a story from my life. Not a full story or a long story, but one of observation about what I have seen here in my time on this beautiful planet Earth. As dawn approaches and the sky casts its vivid glow for all to see, all is still. I wait and watch as the birds wake up and the humans get ready for their day. The sun crawls towards the horizon and the light dances on the clouds. I am there. I hold the water and move the light. As the sun graciously starts to bask the land, my movements become more noticeable, and so we do our sacred dance of day. I have known the ocean for a very long time, as have I known Earth. Our history and symbiosis dates back to the beginning. Our balance and contrast, something that is reflected so much in all of the natural world. For without my presence, the water would take on a different look, and without the water, I would cease to be. The creatures of the day take joy in riding the waves. When I feel right, I push high up against the wave, creating the conditions they desire so much. As the waves plunge, the feathering water becomes a part of me. For a brief moment, I have ownership of the water. The light of day complements my work, and we all dance. But, as with all things on this earth, everything returns to the ground. These wave riders, a deeper connection to the earth resides in them than in most. They understand the harmony and balance in nature, the respect of the wave, the appreciation of the conditions I give. There is always such beauty in the waves, always different, always consistent, always the same. These humans, their dedication and drive to ride the waves always has baffled me. Such determination, I do not linger with the possession of these waves, for my grasp on them is now in the past. And while I know that the time will come once again to hold their touch, the present moment demands my attention. For when one lives in the present, a healthier life is had. and with that I take sail and do not dwell with the waves. The times that I do hold the water above are what the humans call clouds. These vastly violent parts of the sky, I hold dominance over the water. I have the power to move it and even restrict the power of light if I so wish. To many, my clouds bring joy and life, but they also have the power to devastate and destroy. For the most part, I enjoy the sight of my creation, the ever-evolving and moving volume of space. Pieces of art so unique that they cannot be reproduced in the same way again. The humans use these sights to take haste with their creations made for me to move. For they know that it will not always be what it currently is, and they make the most of their situation in the now. After all, I don't always move so fast. In some parts of the coast, I move quite slowly through. But even here, my touch can be seen. I remember when you first came here. I remember your first breath, the trust you put in me, the faith in knowing I will hold you up. I'm so proud of you, of what you've become. Do you remember me now that you've grown, or have your instincts taken hold? Even I anticipate. I find satisfaction of invested time. I will sit and watch, mesmerized by the simplicities in things. The way that it has always been, the way it will always continue to be. Never changing, always the same, yet always different. Sometimes, when we take the time to slow down, we can see the beauty in nature that quite often passes us by too fast. For if we blink, we might miss it. I like to watch the waves. They never cease to amaze me. Each time they push with all their might, making their way as far as they can onto the land. Yet each time they are drawn back, withdrawn from what they push to do most. And yet they never stop trying. Always another go, another attempt. And with this, over time, they move mountains. A testimony to not giving up no matter what life throws at them. And with each wave crashing against the rocks, they dance, for they have accomplished something majestic. everything beautiful moves so quick. There are some things on this earth that I have spent my entire life shaping. Some parts I make smooth. Others, I define their edges, sharp like the shadows they cast. It is not all my doing alone, for I have my sibling, water, to thank for help, and it will be nothing without our parent and creator, time. If only you could see what changes happen over such distances of time. The way that the water and myself move and create art amongst the rocks. Some parts have been transforming for hundreds of thousands of years. Their shape so far beyond what they used to be that they are barely the same thing anymore. But with this transformation, an evolution is taking place, an endless cycle of change and development. It is not something to be sad about, but rather to welcome. For without change in this world, everything becomes stagnant and still. Life, it so happens, is anything but. As the rivers flow and carve new paths, the next generation of art is unveiled, and the artworks of old are lost in time, a memory that only I behold. To most, I am invisible, a force felt but not seen. But there are conditions where you can see my presence, ways to tell that I am indeed here, making contributions to what I touch. As I caress the skin of the water, light joins in on our game, and we all dance a dance of joy, for we all can be seen. And with this, I do not dwell, and always I move on. I keep moving on. While most of the air is above the water, 70% of oxygen was created by the ocean itself. The ocean produces oxygen through the plants that live in it, and what a world it is. Such an untouched paradise, unbeknown to most. Life behaves differently here. And when you look up, what would normally be clouds become moving mountains, unlike anything most will ever see. As the sunlight starts to decline, those who I am most proud of hunt their food. An impressive sight, I enjoy watching their ways. Their achievements formed through failure and not giving up. They never cease to surprise me. As the sun sets, my clouds light up a show that so many stop to watch. The visible spectrum of my movements slowly become unrecognized. This night is a different night. A toxicity has filled me. It embodies me and blankets the night sky. As dawn breaks, it shows to be here in a way that I do not know how to handle. What once were fresh skies, now covered with smoke. The humans watch on, puzzled, yet in awe. The sun tries its hardest to break through. A faint, transient, wistful attempt to bask the land and sea with light. The dangers yet to unfold for the day. They watch on. Even the waves don't want to come out this day. For they fear that the smoke may enter them too. I can't stay. I cannot watch as the humans slowly suffocate. As the day develops, the smoke gets worse. A blanket exists amongst all things I touch. My feathered friends, I am so sorry to bring such smoke. You must be in distress, confused by your newly formed surroundings. You can barely see. You take rest, but every breath you take is one unfit for you. I feel your wings as you fly and hunt, your determination, something of respect. I've watched over you since you were born into this world, but never have you had to deal with conditions such as these. I'm glad you developed your skills young, but can you survive this event? Life must go on. Life has to go on. And so once more, I set my sails. The glistening gradually growing faint disappears. The smoke engulfs the land, sea, and sky. And with the setting sun choking the way it rose that day, life gets plunged into smoky darkness. I am so sorry that I bring this to you. For while I know that the smoke will eventually fade away, in time, unfortunately, so will you.